Hello everyone and welcome back to another video log. As of today it was software development and games design. Which in software development we were mainly going over for loops, mainly using the command line of for, where you have a variable equal to something, then checking if that variable is greater than, less than, or equal to a variable. It's really a check for when to stop, and then by how much that variable increments, either up by 1, you're timesing it, taking away, whatever. And we're given some exercises, some small tasks on using this as for loops, which to be fair was fairly simple. It was really like enough work for an hour. The other hour I was just chilling and relaxing with my buddies on both sides, which, just so you know, went drinking last night, and they were a bit hangover, I will say, in the early morning. But later on the day, they were completely fine. Then, we went off to grab some Mackies in town, but on the way back, it was fucking pouring. I gotta say, living in Swansea has its ups and downs. The positives, everything is fairly close by. You can either walk to it or it's a quicker bus ride, but it is very much unreliable because the management fucking sucks, or a quicker car ride, which also ain't too bad. But the fucking weather can sometimes just suck ass. Like today, the 1st of November, weather rain is actual ass. It rains, stops raining, rains again, and stops again, for it to then rain again, to then stop, and then once again rain, to then stop. Yeah, that's basically the weather today. You're just constantly of raining, not raining, raining, and not raining. Honestly, I got drenched twice. One walking back to the campus from Mackey's, and on the way back home. Twice. But I was more drenched when going back to my campus. As holy shit. It was honestly pouring a fuck ton. Like, honestly, it was. And in games design, we were, talking about games design as you should. And we were mainly talking about the flow of a game and certain gimmicks of gameplay, like gameplay modes. There's also screen menus, no, shell menus and shell screens. Or which shell menus is basically a menu that just the user or the player can change settings like audio, graphics, the key bindings. That doesn't, completely change how the game plays, just how they experience the said game. And shell screens is basically your cinematics. You know, all those pre-rendered unskippable scenes where you have no input on how they go. Yeah, yeah, those. Prime examples would be like in GTA 5 cutscenes, you have like absolutely no input on them. Destiny 2 cutscenes, you have absolutely no input. Like, those are a few examples of shell screens. And, well, we were mainly talking about some, gaming philosophy and all that. And then after that lecture was done, we were then watching a bit of a spooky video. Well, it's not really a spooky video. It's mainly the topic in of itself was a bit spooky, as it was on about the BBC Micro. If any of you know that computer, congratulations, you know more shit than I do, and you're definitely much older than I am, as I'm only at the good old age of 18. And if you know the BBC Micro, well done. And if you used one, Oh boy, you're old. Not to say it in a mean way, but you're old. You need to know that. But anyway, it was it was the investigation that happened in the early 1980s. No, the mid 1980s. I think it was like 86, give or take. Yeah, it was like 86, 87, 1986, 87, where one guy was borrowing a BBC micro from the school he worked at, was basically loaning it from the school, and he was mainly doing some text documents and all that. And on one day he left it open, and when he came back, there was a whole text just written out in like in old English, which later in that video, it was basically identified that it was sometime from the 16th century, the mid 16th century, by Thomas Harden. They were mainly talking to, and there was, and they were also talking to someone that was from the most likely from the year 2109, which is very weird. And to be fair, it was all about how it was some form of time travel where you were able to communicate to someone in the past and the future. Kind of funky, but our teacher had it in the room. He couldn't get it to work for some reason, so we decided to let's have a quick look on how this operates. And well, we did find some issues, but to be fair, I think the one issue is definitely not an issue, as one of the chips was a bit broken and was already soldered to a thingy-majig, a ROM pin thing, to be able to plop it in. That could have been an issue for it to not work, but I honestly do doubt that. I think the issue with his BBC Micro is the fact that this might be a small problem with either the memory card or some of the internal components on the motherboard. That could be an issue, which if it is, it kinda sucks. But anyway, that's basically it. I have a game review assignment due this Friday at 3 p.m. So I'm gonna need to work my ass on that, even though I currently have 1,200 words, plus or minus a few words. So yeah, yeah. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. And if one of your questions is all of this scripted? No, it is fucking not. All of this is coming from my good old brain up here. I'm honestly, as I'm talking, I am trying to remember as much that has happened. So if I do leave something out, it's probably because my memory is not that great. But anyway, I think I am mainly summarizing the more important things, so it should be fine. So yeah, so if you have any questions in terms of uni, or just, just want to throw out a random ass question about whatever, I'll try to answer it to the best of my capabilities. And if you're asking for advice on trying to find love, just ask them out. That's honestly, just ask them out. You're welcome. But anyway, that's basically all for me. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Enjoy your day or night, wherever you may be. And see you guys next time. Peace.